Can enjoy it. Can I rock it? Now can I?
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. And coming right up, we'll see this home squad playing against Detroit.
Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. The Detroit Pistons come into this one after the win against the Trailblazers in Portland. And they barely squeaked by with that one, edging out by just 1 point.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
But I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Pistons, Chris Middleton is out there with Bagley. Then it's Will Barton. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard. Rondo with the ball. Both teams see Webb coming in very hungry for a win. They need a win. And for clubs that are struggling, in your opinion, how much can one win mean psychologically, turning things around?
Kevin, one win can change your world. One win can change the total outlook. Every winning streak has to start with that first one.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to look at it as a struggling team.
Here is Brewer. Marvin Bagley picking up that last basket. And Brewer kicks to Rondo. Over Westbrook. Rondo, no good. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. 14 feet away. And the shot no good, a bit short.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
Now, here's Brewer. 6 on the shot clock. Randolph passes to Carter. It's deflected.
And a skilled shot blocker to boot. Love how Bagley uses that height and reach to stifle shooters.
A 3 off the inbound.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Kicks it down to Middleton. The dish to Bagley. Back to Middleton. There's the 3. Booker pulls it in. Gone 0 of 5 here to start the game. Rough start for them. On the wing, Brewer. 1:43 left here in the opening quarter. Left side, Randolph shoots over Adams, and no good. Trying to use the glass. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Well, Chris, Zach Randolph still getting it done.
Well, look, his game remains effective because it never was based on athleticism to begin with. I coined the term old man game. He's going to be the type of player that can play in rec centers when he gets old because his game never changes. Plus, his toughness, man, he is tough. That's probably his greatest asset.
And with the tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
Man, they straight up been getting smoked over the stretch. They really need to refocus here.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Westbrook against Rondo. Pass to Brewer. Randolph in the posts. He had 13 points in the win against the Magic in Orlando.
Oh, don't forget his rebounding work, too. They couldn't contain him on the glass.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Dwayne Casey gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He told me he's looking forward to the matchup tonight. It's their first time against this team, so he is curious to see what his guys do on offense. He said it's important that we're aggressive defensively, that we use our length and shot blocking as a deterrent inside. We'll see if they can be successful tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. So their focus, guys, is going to be on defense right away.
And that's always a good philosophy. Don't let an opponent get settled. Try to take them out of their game early.
Well, you know what, guys? One of the things that stand out to me is how well their team communicates. on defense. I mean, they function as a unit. That's why defense is a weapon for them.
Now here's Westbrook following the miss by Zach Randolph. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. 5 to shoot. Here's Westbrook. And it's Randolph with the rebound. And so is Detroit, bringing the quarter to a close. The leadership of Russell Westbrook is so important to the team, and Steven.
He's doing just an unbelievable job at just.
You know, so much of leadership is that emotional component, motivating guys to give their all.
And Russ certainly leads by example with his competitive zeal, but he understands also he's got to bring his teammates with him.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
On the court for the Pistons, we've got Bagley. Russell Westbrook out there with Will Barton. Then it's Chris Middleton, and it's Adams in at the center.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
C-Webb, the Pistons from 2003 to 2008 with 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals and 1 title. But in the decades since, only 2 playoff appearances and 0 playoff wins.
Well, yeah, think about it. The 2004 title team was led by Joe Dumars, who won championships back-to-back with the Pistons. You need that type of lineage. Think about Boston, Danny Ainge. Think about the Lakers with Magic Johnson. Well, the Pistons need that type of consistency. They need a leader. The Pistons, once again, hoping to find that magic and chemistry.
And here's Rondo, following the basket by Russell Westbrook. That's tipped. Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Zach Randolph.
Right in his wheelhouse. Randolph putting in work in the paint.
Here's Westbrook. And, oh, here we go. Carter's got it in the fast break chance. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Chris Middleton. NBA offenses have always been complex, and they always are evolving, but C-Webb, the movement and precision now seems to be at another level. Would you agree?
You know what, Kev, I disagree a little bit with that. You know, having played in different teams with some complex offenses, it's still all the basics. You still have the old flex offense, and that's nothing but what Utah, Karl Malone, and John Stockton used some 20 years ago. You still have triangle principles, which is what Jordan and Pippen used some 20, 25 years ago. And if you really want to go back to the Bob Cousy days when he played with Bill Russell, you still have a lot of throwing it into the post and cutting off of it. I think the players have evolved and the players' skill sets are better. But as far as offensive sets, I don't see that much has changed, except how do you execute them, and can you execute them with having the right position players with the correct skill set on the floor at the time that you're calling the play.
I love your honest appraisal. Rondo looking over the floor. Pass to Brewer. Kicks to Booker. Booker. Tries yet again. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
You got to give him credit for his confidence. I mean, he hasn't hit a single shot this quarter, but he still keeps firing.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. 6 to shoot. Adams. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Adams has got his first points in this one.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And a timeout called by Dave Yeager.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, this is the dilemma as a coach. You wonder, do I need to call a timeout here? Do I need to settle these guys down? Should I let them play through it?
And let's quickly check out the best young defenders, how they've been playing in the low post lately. Your rookie block leaders for the past month. In the 3rd spot, Marvin Bagley.
He's been a factor on the inside, an impressive stretch for him defensively.
Outside Rondo. Passes it to Randolph. Detroit with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Pistons shooting their first free throw of the evening.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Now here's Rondo. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. With some arc, he takes it up and lays it in.
And at his best is Rondo when he's attacking in the paint. Beautiful little floater there. Easy to get it up and over the defense.
Barton kicks to Westbrook. Over Rondo. And it falls over the rim and in. Westbrook's got the lead up to 13 now for Detroit.
And he can smell.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. From the get-go, it was Detroit who came out strong. They launched into a 6-0 run with an impressive effort on both ends of the floor. By the end of the first quarter, their lead was 7. At the end of quarter number 2, they developed a quiet confidence. And that wraps up the...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
Zach Randolph is out there with Trevor Booker. And there's Carter. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Brewer in at the 2. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Dave Yeager. Now here's Westbrook. He's got 11. And that one's good. Barton.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Now here's Rondo. 15-point game. Randolph finds Booker. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Barton outside. At the elbow, Westbrook. To the middle. Here's Bagley. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And that's now 11 points for Marvin Bagley. Gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's Randolph. Adams, some nice D.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And that one's good. Barton.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Outside Rondo. To the inside. It's stolen by Adams. And now the Pistons fast break. On up the court. Pull-up jumper. Here's Middleton. Carter pulls it in.
Not the tightest of D on him, but not the best of finishes either.
Just his first attempt. Misses off the left iron. Detroit leading by 17. Westbrook kicks to Bagley. That one drops for him. Bagley's got 13.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And a timeout called by Dave Yeager.
Start it.
You know, C-Web, every player wants to play in a system where what they do best is always highlighted. It brings out their strong points. What are some of the plays or actions that best suited your skills when you play?
One of the things that I needed was a great point guard. So whether it was Rod Strickland, whether it was Avery Johnson in Golden State, of course my man Jay Will, and that was guys that could get me the ball, that would trust, that would throw it up. Also, then that I could handle the ball, draw a double team, and get it out to them, and they could knock down the shot. Having a great shooter like Apasia would allow me to grab a double team and then look for him on the opposite side. So I needed teams that had great ball movement, that had players that could knock down the open shot, and then a team that could run would allow me to push the break or allow me to fill in the break and kind of do everything. Teams that would allow me to be positionless and not just be rigid or old in their ways and say, we play old traditional basketball that doesn't allow anyone to flourish with what they've been working on in the offseason.
Now here's Rondo and the pass to Booker. Over Bagley. No good from Booker.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. The Pistons have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. And the first one drops. All free throws good from Barton. 56 seconds left to play in the third. Rondo kicks to Randolph. Shoots over Adams. Randolph can't hit.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
Back to Barton. Hits the target from 18 feet. Barton's got 11 points here in just the second half.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Tipped away. 4-on-3 break. Here's Westbrook, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Westbrook's got 13.
Well, it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
Rondo against Westbrook. Rondo kicks to Randolph. Back to Rondo. Shot to stop the run. Gets the three-pointer to fall. 5 points in the game.
What you have to give Randolph, great understanding for the game. Knows how to generate offense.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons riding high with a 23. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Man, we got to get down and get engaged.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth, we've got Will Barton. Chris Middleton is out there with Bagley. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Westbrook in at the 1 spot. Al Brewer. He kicks it to Rondo. Misses from close range.
I'm not sure if the D bothered him or if he just lost concentration on that one, but that's a layup he should convert.
Double team on Westbrook. Here's Adams. The shot's good. Adams has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Pistons. Being a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. Pass to Booker. Over Bagley. No good from Booker.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
They get it again. Back to Westbrook. Shot clock at 5. Count it. Good.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
Now here's Rondo. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Rondo.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen. Defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
Rondo against Westbrook. Kicks to Bagley. Back to Westbrook. We know that stars, especially superstars, get some level of benefit from the refs. What do you think of that? Is that good for the game?
I think the refs should always be fair. I think, yes, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt if you're a James Harden. and you can cross everyone over and you get 10 free throws a game. He earns those most nights. But yeah, there's going to be some nights in which he gets a call or two here because as an offensive player, you want to be so aggressive that you put the referees in a tough position to make a tough call and to see what that was. Fans want to see the best players play, not sit. So you have to be judicious with how far you go, but just sometimes slip in the tendencies. I used to get so mad when all I would do is go challenge a shot. The human kickstand would kick his leg out. The ref would say I fouled him. I didn't foul him. And the best actor in the world would get to go to the line, get a 4-pointer. And okay, Caleb, what was the question again? Stars. Oh, superstars getting.
I don't know. Let's stop. Let's stop. Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Bagley. Pondexter comes in for Chris Middleton. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pistons.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Russell Westbrook.
Well, anytime the offense ran through him, good things happened. His passing was awesome. He created a bunch of good looks for everyone else out there.
Gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Carter outside. There's 48 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. The high post shot. Rebound, Detroit. And here's Barton inside. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Wow, this is just a huge road win. These guys banded together. Just an awesome performance.
The shot by Carter, nobody around. Hits the three-point bomb. The Pistons on offense, and they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Barton against Brown. Here's Barton. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here to come into an opponent's building and dominate. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps.
If I did it, then I had to do it. She really do. She really got it.